Some adversity. I thought Josh Allen continued to make some big-time throws and plays out there. It was great to come up with the interception, Logan Wilson, late in the ball game. And I was not surprised that Utah State came roaring back. It's the same offense that scored 58 points on us last year. We knew they had good players, so I thought our defensive guys responded. Gives us another win on the mountainside, which is huge. And we're just going to get ready to play UNLV. So questions.
Did you see a lull in the defense at all in the third quarter?
We got 2 3-and-outs, and they have good players. And I was scared to death of that. I was scared to death. And, they hit us over the top on a deep post, which was a big play. And like I said, we went 3-and-out, and we got some momentum back. So we're excited we won the game.
Is it tough not to take the foot off the pedal a little bit, just with that big of a lead there for the guys, even if they try not to?
I think a little bit. We tried to make sure we got the ball to the tailback a little bit more, and I thought Utah State did a good job neutralizing that, and it forced us to get back into some plays on the edge with Josh and the bootlegs and the counter and the quarterback run game.
How big was when DJ left on the targeting call? I mean, he looked like he was pretty active and having a pretty good game, and I don't know, did you get to see a replay? I don't want to get you in trouble with any of the officials or anything.
I can't really comment on it other than the information I got was that the initial hit was low, but then it went high, and they got ejected. And what was the challenge was he was our main nickel, and so a little bit of a challenge there. We'll have to see how we respond this next week.
Like you mentioned, lots of big plays from Josh. I think he had 5 third down runs in the first half.
I thought he played a phenomenal football game. There was many times that there wasn't anything there, and he made something, not so much out of nothing, but he made a lot of plays tonight. And when he's active, we're very active on offense.
You mentioned a lot of the guys that put 58 on you from Utah State were back, but Josh and Tanner didn't play in that game. You mentioned Logan Wilson and Rico forced to fumble. There's a lot of, and even Chase didn't play last year. You got a lot of guys that.
We're a different football team. We're a different football team, and I believe we're 7-2, and that record. A lot of guys have worked really hard, and we're going to do everything we can to get to 8-2.
Is DJ, and especially a difficult guy to kind of make up for, just given his athleticism and skill set?
Really is. He's a unique player. Had a compound effect on the return game, the kickoff return, and the nickel play.
Coach, when you look at how Josh has been doing these last couple games, his ability to stretch plays, how much of that is him? How much of that is the offensive line just kind of being able to protect him?
I think the offensive line has done a good job, but Josh has done a great job eluding the rush, making plays either with his legs while he's running or throwing the ball. And I think we need to give some credit to the receivers too. They're making some great catches. I thought Jake Hollister made a phenomenal catch, and Jake Mulhard made a great catch on the first touchdown, and then Tanner in the end zone. There's some big-time plays being made.
When Utah State goes ahead and they score so much in that short expanse of time, what can you do as a coach to kind of get your guys' minds right, or can you at all?
Well, first thing we needed to do was get a couple drives going. We needed to make some adjustments on defense, which we were able to do. And then we changed up some things, in the back end, our back 7, which helped. And the other thing, too, when their quarterback went down, that changed the dynamics of the game. That quarterback is a really good player, and their backup, obviously, there's a backup for a reason, and that had an impact. And we started getting some pass rush on him.
Craig, did you get a sense just the confidence of this team kind of carrying over from the end of last week with that quick start for you guys tonight?
Well, we started out great. Now I think we'll take a hard look, and it was a wake-up call that we've got to keep playing football. And you're up by this many points. We need to play on both sides of the football, and that's another step of a mature football team, which we're not right now. And so we put this game in jeopardy when we really had an opportunity to kind of put it away, and we're going to address that. But I don't want to make light of this team that we played tonight. Took us to the woodshed last year. Those guys that were there, it was an ugly game, and we won it. I don't know by how many points. 24 points. So we're going to be excited. It was a good win for us.
Looking at